You just learned that your company computers have been hacked, or maybe you just experienced a data breach, or maybe your personal accounts, your social media accounts are acting a little funny. What do you do next? So the first thing you should do is to stay calm and try to take your time to investigate thoroughly how your system got hacked. You might be tempted to patch the hole right away and get your systems back up and running, but it's important for you to learn what exactly happened in order to prevent it from happening again. So I understand that you might have an outage, maybe your website is down, maybe your network is down, and you need to get it up and running as quickly as possible. But it's important to pause for a moment before doing something that will not help you address this and prevent it from happening again. So number one, do not power off the computer that is infected, at least the ones that you know are infected. However, do disconnect it from the network. Unplug the network cable or turn off the Wi-Fi. And you want to isolate the computer and prevent from any issues from spreading to other devices on your network. It's important that you don't power it off because whatever is running, if there's malware running, it's running on the computer memory. So if you power it off, then you lose whatever is happening at that moment. So it's harder to investigate what is causing the issue. So leave the computer power on, just disconnect it from the network. And then the next thing you should do is call your IT provider or whoever you trust that supports your computer network to see how they can help you. Ideally, they will be proactively monitoring and protecting your system. However, because nothing is 100%, you can still be attacked. But if a person is maintaining your system beforehand, it will be easier for them to help you because they will be more familiar with your network. For example, think about calling the fire department when there's a fire. The fire department doesn't know your house or your business. They don't know they don't have blueprints or any knowledge of your infrastructure, right? Of your business. So it's harder and more time consuming for the fire department to put out a fire of an unknown building. So in the similar case, if you're calling your IT provider when there's a breach, they know your network, they know and have tools installed, so it's easier for them to fix the issue. So keep in mind, if you don't have somebody proactively monitoring and maintaining your system, and you try to call somebody that is out of the blue, somebody that you trust but does not maintain your system, it's very hard for a third party to come in an emergency and try to help you. They can try and do a best effort, but again, they have to spend time familiarizing with what they're getting into and try to help you like that. So it's best that don't wait for something to happen to get an expert to make an assessment of your network. Don't wait until something happens because it might be too late and somebody might not even be able to help you. Plus, somebody might not be available if you call them out of the blue because they're running day-to-day business, and your lack of planning does not necessarily mean it's somebody else's emergency. So keep that in mind as well. So if you're hacked and you have somebody or you don't have somebody, you still have to follow these steps to help you move on to the next step. The next thing I would do is change your passwords. But before changing your passwords, I would get a password utility to help you create and manage your passwords more securely. So you have to change your passwords anyway, so you might as well do it properly. So you download a password utility, and I recommend the password utility that I use. I'm going to put a link to it in the description below. There's a special link that gives you a trial and a special offer for it. And so it helps you securely create passwords and manage them. So you don't have to remember none of the passwords, and they're all big, complex passwords. So that's the best practice. Download the password utility and change all your passwords, all your accounts, all your websites, all your applications, just in an abundance of caution, because you don't know what access the hackers have. Especially if they get into your email, they might go into your inbox, your deleted mail, your sent mail, and all that information, all that data basically is exposed. So you don't know it to the extent of the breach. And sometimes you don't know the extent of the breach until many months or even years later, because the information, there's just so much information that somebody can get from your system. Also, computers may just not even behave like they've been hacked. You might not even know that your computer is hacked, and you think everything is normal, running smoothly. However, some hackers breach computers, and they just make these computers into what's called zombies. So the computers are in the background doing other activities on behalf of the hackers, and they use your computer network to do these illegal activities. It could be either store information on your network, or it can even just be using your network as a middleman to get to other systems. So there's so many ways that hackers can breach you. So you don't necessarily know, and you don't necessarily know right away the extent of the hack. So it's important to call somebody that can make an assessment, a forensic assessment, and see how the hackers got into your network. That involves scanning your computers, checking your firewall, checking logs, and it can get very, very hairy, and it's an arduous task. So you might need to be notifying your contacts, personal contacts, if they start getting messages either from email or your social media. Let them know that something is going on, and you definitely want to reach out to your customers. Maybe not right away, but as soon as you know more information. But you want to be on alert, and all of this, you should have a plan in place so you don't randomly start doing things. You basically have a breach response plan where you have all of these things in order and know what to do in the event of a breach. Hopefully, you'll have cyber liability insurance to help you with the aftermath. If you don't have cyber insurance, consider getting that. Reach out to me. I can give you a referral for that as well. And also, if you're in the healthcare industry, there's definitely legal ramifications, and there's notification rules depending on the extent of the breach. So it's advisable also to reach out to your legal counsel to also be prepared for what's to come next. So once your IT provider and the IT experts fixes the vulnerabilities, your network is patched, the computers are patched. If you had to restore from backup, all of that is put back in place. You have to have some type of security awareness training for your staff as well, because it's very important to keep security on top of mind, because a lot of times, many times, the issues happen because of some type of human error that causes a breach. So in summary, change your passwords, call your IT provider, so they can do a scan of and check your audit logs, your firewall, your computer, and reach out to your contacts. Let them know that they might be receiving something that's not from you, not to click on the links or anything of that nature. You're gonna have to reach out to your customers. As soon as you know the extent of the breach, you're gonna have to basically make a formal announcement, unfortunately. Don't just take it lightly. Don't just say, okay, I've been breached, let me just change the password and that's it. No, because you don't really know to the extent of what actually happened until somebody goes in and takes a look. Okay, you're responsible for your data, but as well as your customers' data. So do your due diligence and do the right thing if you think you've been breached. That's all for now. I know this is a high-level summary, and hopefully if you have somebody protecting your network on an ongoing basis, then reach out to me and see how I can help you better protect your network with our cybersecurity stack. That's all for now. Fernando, signing off.